We originally mixed the clay with water. Clay is a choice element of nature. It's not just any sand or any earth. The piece is then prepared, and when it's completely dry, we rely on the fire for the transformation, to give the piece the final touch, to give the piece the touch of life. Throughout the years, I have been working on an investigation about pre-conquest pottery. At the moment, I find myself in the midst of this investigation, creating my own expression and giving that language continuity through the times.
We use elements from all the cultures. Right here, there are many Inca and Chancay lines, different representations of the sun created by different cultures, especially the Inca.
I have been working with clay practically my entire life. I wouldn't be able to explain why or how. I simply do it. I extract the clay from around here, let's say 200 or 500 meters away from my home. I then prepare it with a special type of quartz sand, in this case the equivalent of a structure. This way it is easier for me to understand the material as a living element.
For many years, we worked alone. Pablo made the shapes and I applied the engobe, or mineral painting technique. I then apply and develop colors and designs. Finding the color is in my personality, and in his, I think the shape, and that was what initially joined us.
I remember when I was a young boy, around 8, 9 or 7 years old. I saw a vaquero or grave digger in the main plaza in Piura. I was very impressed at what I saw, and since then I kept asking myself how these pieces of such excellent craftsmanship were made. The year passed, I studied architecture, I arrived in Cusco, and that is when I started my investigation. I was overwhelmed with anxiety of waiting to do a replica in the same manner that the ancient Peruvians had done it. I found 3 techniques used in the ancient Peru. The mold is the most impressive because they manage mass production of the pieces. The clay rolls is a technique used widely by most cultures to make pots, and of course sculpture, which is also a widely used technique of simply constructing the pieces.
We use the designs with more liberty now. We don't make reproductions or exact copies anymore. Instead, we use details from all the ancient cultures of Peru.
In the time of pre-Columbian Peru, there existed many cultures and many kingdoms, and the last of all was the Inca, who conquered all these other small cultures and unified them in a great empire. We studied the expression of each and every one of these cultures. When I started my investigation of pre-Columbian pottery, I found that there were not 5, 6 or 7 cultures. There were 20, 30, 40, and who knows how many more that developed in Peru.
As the craft developed, and with the necessity of using the designs on different objects, and the incorporation of laces, simply to get to know different materials, we started designing utilitarian pieces. Now, and after many years, we have realized that through these objects, people get to know our work, and they are very happy with these pieces.
The technique of polishing or rubbing the surface with a very fine stone was known by all the cultures. It consists of rubbing the surface with a stone to compact it and then achieve a fine soft finish. It is used even over the colors or the designs. It is done before the piece is fired, therefore also helping to fix the colors.
About the people that work for us, they started coming due to the necessity and demand for the product. They have all been trained by us, and at first we personally teach them. I train the women in the colors and designs, and Pablo trains the men with the lathe and the shapes, which is what he enjoys the most. I think that a workshop is born when everyone respects the other's function.